This video is designed to address the potential abuse of police powers when people are out and about in public filming and taking photographs. Because I've received a lot of emails and lots of comments asking me to talk about this, because it appears that because phones and cameras are so much more prevalent these days and people are out and about and filming people, taking photos of people, that some police seem to take an aversion to that and therefore try to intimidate some people that are doing it. Now, I'm going to caveat this entire video to say that I generally support the police. They have a difficult job. They are there to protect the public, and a lot of what they do, even if what they do might seem wrong, is generally with the intent of protecting the public at large. That caveat out of the way, it is not acceptable for police to arrest or threaten to arrest or even to demand name and address of people when they're out and about filming in public, just like I am now. Albeit I'm in a park and no one is likely to complain. But if I were doing this in the middle of a street and let's say the camera were pointing the other way around and pointing at other people and I'm commenting on what's going on, that is not harassment, it's not causing alarm and distress, and even if it were to make some people upset, it doesn't cross the threshold of being oppressive and unacceptable, and therefore could not possibly be harassment, could not possibly be intimidating, and all of that sort of stuff. Now, there's one or two exceptions, which I believe one case might fall under, which I am going to do a video about at some point, whereby it appears that somebody has been targeting a particular individual, and therefore it might amount to harassment if they are doing it deliberately to cause alarm and distress, and they're doing it repeatedly. But otherwise, for the most part, the police should not be arresting people, should not be threatening to arrest people, and should not be relying and falling back on Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, that being if they suspect somebody of antisocial behaviour, as an excuse to demand their name and address, as a bit of an intimidatory tactic. Because generally speaking, people out and about are not likely to want to give the police their name and address, because then it makes them feel like they're going to be investigated and possibly charged with some kind of offence. And so, in my view, if that is used wrongly, that is intimidatory practice, and the police therefore would be at fault. And worse still, if people were to be arrested by the police simply for being out and about and filming people and doing what would otherwise be described as citizen journalism, or even if it wasn't citizen journalism, if they're doing it for their own purposes and their own, I don't know, YouTube channel or whatever, that doesn't amount to alarm and distress unless they are deliberately harassing somebody, targeting somebody, and repeatedly on multiple occasions following somebody around. And that would be separate occasions. Each one of those would have to reach the threshold of being oppressive and unacceptable, and it would have to be at least 2 occasions to form a course of conduct to become harassment. And so otherwise they shouldn't be doing that. And so this really is to address that, because I've had a lot of emails and comments about exactly this, whereby the police are making such threats for name and address, and in some cases even arresting people. It's just as silly as the police sending letters to people warning of allegations of malicious communication, and just because they've said something online that someone else doesn't like. Let's all be sensible and adult and grown up here. Just because you say something online that someone else doesn't like doesn't make it malicious communication. That is not what the legislation was set up for. Now, if you are arrested and then let's say you're later released without charge, and it transpires that you might well have just been arrested to remove you from the scene, and so to make the police life easier to deal with you, get you out of the way, that might well be a wrongful arrest and wrongful detention. And if that's the case, you can go to a law firm and you can get the law firm to sue the police for wrongful arrest. There are many great firms of solicitors that do this. I'll try to find one that I know has been successful in previous cases. This is not in a strictest sense a formal recommendation. It's a case where I know that they've had many good results before. I'll link them below. That's all that is. It's just one of a many number of firms that do exactly that. They can pursue the police for wrongful arrest and obtain damages. So just bear that in mind. If you are out and about and you're with your camera, you want to film, and you don't want to be worried about being arrested and having your name and address and so on, you can refer back to this video as guidance. You can go to the solicitors and sue them if necessary. So if you're police watching this, please don't fall back on these laws to abuse those powers. That's not what they're there for. Just let people go about their business, doing what they do, and that can include being out and about and filming, just like I am now. So enjoy the sun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.